What's up? What's up, guys and girls? Maybe if any girls watch the video. Okay, we are headed to Mantaway Reservoir, and I'm going to try to do a better job at teaching how I frog fish and what I do. This isn't the only way to do it. There's plenty of ways to do it, but this is what I do. This is the techniques that I use. So come on, let's go frog fishing. Three. Good old girl. Okay guys, Mantua Reservoir. Come up on a grass patch. I choose to throw a frog, and we'll probably throw a frog all day. If you see a grass patch sticking out, more than likely, and not always, more than likely, there are going to be fish chilling inside that grass patch. You know, so throw that frog all over it. Throw it on the outside edges, make it twitch, pop, whatever you want to do. Make loud, erratic, ba 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 ba, bam, stop. Ba 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 ba, stop. Most cases, you'll pull that fish. Stop. There's a grass patch, my frog's right on the back side of it. And I'm hoping to pull a fish out of that grass patch and to come up and eat that frog. And then again, there might not be one right there. More than likely it is though. Once you throw it, let's see it. Boom! What those fish will usually do is if you throw it on top of their heads, they get scared. And then they'll kind of dart off, but they'll always come back to circle to see what went on. So when it hits the water, stop. This is frog fishing. This is what I do. This is what I always do. Then maybe start twitching it. Maybe give it 1 or 2 taps in the beginning, because there could be that fish that left, came straight back, and then you twitch, oh, he's like, oh, frog. Or, in reality, they really don't think it's a frog, they think it's a dead fish. That's what we're mimicking with a frog, is a fish. A lot of people think it's not, but that's the #1 thing these bass think it is. "15-incher boys. Mwah! You're disgusting, so I'm not gonna kiss you. Go, bro. A Wacky senko and a plopper. This is why you have an 8-to-1 gear ratio. Wow. Good. 18.5, boys. She healthy. She don't have nothing in her mouth. You question mark and a 3-pounder. Okay guys, let's talk about frog fishing setup, what you need, what you would like to have, or what I have. and what I will always have. First things first, braided line. No stretch, no give, nothing. Immediately, boom, smack them. I run a heavy pole. You can get away with medium heavy. I ran a medium heavy for a long time, and you could get away with it. But I like a little bit more backbone, and that heavy kind of does the trick. Frog fishing, I don't do no leaders, no nothing, just straight braid. Let's say I cast out there and I get a blow up. Boom! Everyone's first instinct, boom, rip. And that's the biggest mistake that you can make. That fish grabs that thing, and as soon as he grabs it, you pull, pulls right out of his mouth. Sometimes you will catch him, don't get me wrong, you will catch him on immediate hook sets. But in most instances, what you want to do is him to grab that, boom, and then turn around and be diving down. And then when you set the hook, that's when the body, well, that didn't work, squishes down, then the hooks get exposed. It's a weedless frog, obviously. I don't do anything. I used to adjust my frogs. I used to get some pliers and bend the hooks out. And then I found my #1 favorite frog, and it's a live target. I think it's the 55 size, it's the medium. They have a small, medium, and a large. I'll throw the large when I go to like the California Delta or just somewhere with some big bass. You can throw the 65 if you want to here, if you're looking for more bigger bites. But that's the biggest thing. If you see that blow up, boom, countdown, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, boom, rip on 3. That frog, that fish will still have that frog. We were on the Delta and we were pre-fishing, so we didn't want to hook them. And we were searching with frogs, and we'd cast out there. As soon as it hit the water, we'd twitch it back, twitch it, stop, pause, twitch it, pause, and boom. And we wouldn't set the hook because we didn't want to sore mouth them. I had one fish hold on to my frog for over 35, almost a minute. It was unreal. Almost every fish held on to it for 10 seconds. So don't worry about him letting it go. Give him that 1, 2, foof, smack him on 3. And you'll probably get 100% hookup every time. I say that sounds kind of, being realistic, you'll get a 80 to 80% hookup ratio. And there's no better fishing. None! There's nothing else that I'd rather do than throw a frog. All right? Yeah. Okay guys, we missed this one. My GoPro overheated once again. Yo, Wacky rig, boy. Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh, 19. Oh, baby. Okay, guys, so what we're doing here, the frog and kind of the topwater bite, the reaction bite has kind of died. So what I'm doing here is I have my senkos that I make. I put a lot of salt in them. So they're just kind of, I try to match Gary Yamamoto's because they're 100% my favorite. So they sink 1 foot per second with just a hook, just an octopus hook or a wacky ring hook, wacky rig hook. What I'm doing is coming off the bank about 50, 60 yards, and I'm finding these isolated grass piles. And there'll be a grass patch, and I'll just get parallel with that thing and I'll chunk it down that patch. And these fish, these bass are just sitting out on the edge of this grass, just waiting for a fish to swing by, and they're just waiting to just grab it. Like, they're ambush predators, that's what they do. So that's what I'm doing. I had to go underwater, I had to go a little bit deeper than I was fishing, which kind of sucks, but I mean, hey, if you catch fish, it don't really matter. That's what really matters, as long as you're catching fish. So what I'm doing is I'm letting this thing sink. Once it gets on bottom, it takes probably 15 seconds to sink. We're about 10 feet. I just wait. Then when I pick it up, I feel there's grass on it. So my first pull, just pull it out of the grass. kind of give it some twitches, kind of popping up, let it sink. And as it sinks, it just flutters. It literally just looks like a dead fish. I mean, there's a lot of things that it could imitate, but that's what we're doing here. And that's what earlier, it was probably about 12 o'clock, the topwater bite died down on us. So I pulled out the senko, and that's what got me that 4 3/4. What do you call that? 4 1/2? What is that? 4.75. 4. That's something I weighed 4 3/4 for. I don't even know the right word. Is that the right word? Maybe it is, but that's what caught me that one. Y'all missed that bite. That sucks. No flipping way. Oh, no way. Dude, I hope I got that on film. That's right, boys. That's a 17 all freaking day. Yeah, baby. I was wrong, guys. 17 and a half, boy. Goodness, look at that girl. She is pretty. She's been caught before, but she is pretty. Let's get that leech out of your mouth. Calm down, Ronnie. See, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's a little one. See, that was a little long of a hook set. You really didn't have to wait 5 seconds. But, yeah, you see, he held on to it. So that's really all that matters. Okay, did you see that? So, that was a little bit of failure to communicate. I was on the phone, so I got distracted. But then it was a smaller fish, so I didn't know if he was there. So I kept reeling in to see if he was there, and I'm like, oh, I think my frog's just underwater. But then I got my line tight. I still didn't feel him, but phew, when I set, those were like long 3 seconds. But you saw, he still had it in his mouth. And you're almost guaranteed, if you'll let them wait, you'll get that hook up almost every single time. Okay guys, gonna give y'all a rundown of how Mantaway went. Not gonna lie, the fishing was actually really tough. It was not the easiest day of fishing at all. It was a quality over quantity day. Maybe boated 6 to 8 fish at the most. 2 underwater and the rest were on top on a frog. I try my hardest to do better at teaching. I'm not the best like going over things, but if you'll go back through and watch the video thoroughly and not skip like I do most YouTube videos, you'll see that I try to talk about everything that I do. The biggest thing that I would say with a frog is when you get that blow up, just freaking wait. All you have to do is just wait. Like 1, 2, rip. That's all you have to do. I remember I said in there somewhere about, it's about an 80% hookup. That day at Mantua, I had 100% hookup. Every fish that blew up on my frog, I caught. And I 100% believe that that's from me waiting, because that's the hardest thing to do. Like, I've done programmed it so hard inside my head that it just comes natural for me. Like, that sounds super cocky. I'm not trying to say that. It's just my favorite way of fishing. If I have a chance to throw a frog, I will throw a frog over anything else in the world. There's nothing else that I like more. So give the video a like, do whatever you want to do, really. Give me some feedback. I would love to know what you would like to see. If you'd like to see more of this, more teaching, like what to use, when to use, how to use different things. And yeah, that's it. Just subscribe. Peace.